Hello, makeup lover, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've already been here before. If not, my name is Malene. I'm a Danish makeup artist living in Barcelona in Spain. For today's two different looks, one palette, I unpacked this guy here. Look familiar? If not, I'm just going to close it so you can see it's the Gilded Nirvana, the Holiday 2025 palette from Pat McGrath Labs. So if you want to see how I did these two different looks, then keep watching because I will, of course, show you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, good ideas for future content, or you want to tell me if you ordered the palette and what you think about it, please let me know in the comments. And of course, if you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. It'll be awesome to have you join. If you want to see how it looks compared to some other palettes when it comes to the size of the palette and the pans, then keep watching to the end because I am going to compare it with some other palettes. Now, let's go ahead and do some makeup, shall we? For the first eye look, I'm going to start with the Pink Venus on my flat definer brush, and I'm going to use that here under my brow as a highlight. I'm going to use a Nude Nirvana, one of the two matte shades in the palette, and I'm using my Blender Pro. And just to inform you that I am using the Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow primer. This is not very colorful, this color, because it's like the base, the transition shade, and you can hardly see it on my eye area. So I'm going to use a little bit more. There is a reason for it being called nude, for sure. And now you know why. And I am well aware that it will turn up differently on different skin colors. So I am just working it in here with my Blender Pro back and forth and doing these circular motions to blend it out and make it kind of flawless. And I'm doing it very lightly and gently. Now for the repeat shade, the Mauve Mystique that was found in a previous quint from a holiday collection from Pat McGrath Labs. This was from 2023, where we had, I think it was 4 or 5 quints actually. And then the mega palette, of course. So now that this is in the crease with my soft definer, no, mini booster. For the life of me, I always mix up the names of my brushes. Builder Pro and Cherry Noir. And I am just, wow, that has a good amount of payoff. I just wanted to tell you also that before starting this eye look, I have not swatched the palette. So I am like a little bit, wow, whoa, when I try the colors, probably because I have no idea how they are, how the textures are, well, until I really try them on my eye and see if they seem creamy or whatever, because I have not tried it before. A little bit more to get some color, because it feels mostly like it's like a brownish color with a lot of teeny tiny pink sparkles in it. So I'm just going to see if I can make it a little bit more concentrated and interesting. So, well, it was just above the bronze aura, so why not try that? And I could see on the shadow, yeah, exactly. Sorry. I could see on the shadow when gently dipping my Builder Pro into it that it was more like, it was almost like melting. So it's very, very metallic, very shiny, and very different from the other one, who's more like, almost like some kind of dark topper, but not a topper anyway. So not making sense, I know. And since that almost turned into something that had a little bit of greenish thing to it, then I couldn't help it but dip into the Golden Lurex. that is like the greenish gold that totally reminds me of one shadow that is in the beautiful, beautiful Natasha Denona gold palette, the first one. Wow. This for sure is pretty. Now I'm just tapping it up here so you can get a little bit of those sparkles on the rest of the look here, just to make it a little bit more fun. I know the Mauve Mystique also has a little bit of sparkles in it, but not the green ones. So I'm just extended it here. Very, very gentle, as you can see. It's not anything crazy. I am gonna give this eye look a black liquid eyeliner. So that's what I am doing right now, as you can see. And I'm just going into the middle of the eye here. I don't want to make it super thick, and don't want to go all the way into my inner corner. Just to make the lashes seem a little bit fuller when I put on a little bit more mascara and some false lashes. But for now, this is a liner. Under my eye, I am experimenting a little bit. So I sprayed on the Glass 001 on top of a small sponge, and then I tapped it under my eye. And then I put on some P3 High Glam concealer from Natasha Denona, and I buffed that into the skin and like doing like tapping motion with a very dense concealer brush. So I'm trying to see if that's gonna look better than when I use powder, because I'm also gonna put a little bit of Glass 001 on top when I'm done, and do the same thing with the sponge. I don't know if I said a brush, but I tapped it on with a sponge, so I'm gonna do that again later. But now, Mauve Mystique with my soft definer brush. I'm just gonna go back and forth here. Back and forth. A little bit of Pink Venus on my soft definer brush, just on the tip, and I'm just gonna give it like a dot here to highlight the inner corner. I'm just tapping it in. I decided I wanted to make the under eye a little bit more defined or dark, so I dipped my flat definer brush into the Noir Nebula, the one we know from the Lunar Night, or those who have bought or seen the previous holiday shades from Pat McGrath from 2023. This was in the Lunar Nightshade palette, the Quint. And there is like a turquoise petroleum-like color also in this palette that reminds me of the color next to the One Nebula in the Lunar Nightshade palette. But it's not supposed to be the same, but I think they are very similar just by the look of it. But as you can see here, I'm just using the tip to darken it up. And here you see the first look with a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes and some lashes. I'm now going to go on to the second eye look. Some specks of the Moonlit, what's that called? Mauve too? And I'm just going to use that here as a highlighter on my brow, under my brow with my flat definer brush. I'm just going to turn to see if it looks dark or wet or sparkly. Well, it's a little mix of everything. For this look, I'm just going to go directly into the Mauve Mystique, or now I'm getting all mauved up here. And I'm just going to put that in my crease and in the transition area with my Blender Pro. And I'm just tapping it on, as you can see. And I'm mostly concentrating it out here, so it's a little darker here and not super dark in a part here, but still defined. I'm just working what I have on my brush and what's on the eyelid area already. So no harsh lines. Dip my mini booster into the Cosmic Orchid. And yes, this is a shimmery shade, and yes, it is very sparkly, but you can still put it in the crease if you want to. And I'm using my mini booster, as I probably said already. When I just tapped it up on my hand to see how powerful it was, I still think it looks a lot like the Synthetica that is in the first quint that Mother ever made, the Eye Ecstasy quint, in a very non-luxurious packaging. But I think it's turning out okay. It's turning out a little bit lighter when I'm putting it on like this, but that's just fine. I want a little bit more of the purple color, so I dip my tip of the brush into the color again. So I'm just going directly into the crease here and going back and forth, because I felt like there was a lot of sparkles before, but not that much of the purple color. So a little bit more in the crease here to spice up this look a little bit. Flat definer brush, Noir Nebula, and I am putting that here in my inner corner. And I'm just tapping it on ever so gently, and I don't want it to be a lot, just a little bit here in the inner corner. So I'm going to do the halo eye. Same color, same brush, outer corner, tapping it on, placing it here in the outer corner with the flat definer brush. Not going crazy because I want two more colors, I think. Maybe I'll change my mind. I'm just patting it on and making it meet up with the previous color I have in the crease. Same brush, another color, and this is a color that looks a lot like the one from the Lunar Nightshade. I'm just tapping it on. I'm gonna use it on the other part also, so I'm gonna tell you what it's called because I just did not check. Sorry. Aquamarine Allure will, of course. So a little bit of that on the other side here. I don't know if you watched it already, but I did a video where I tried to dupe this palette, and I thought also it looked a little bit like the Lapis Luxury from the Decadence palette, the Mothership 4, because I felt like it would be too weird if it was exactly like the Lunar Nightshade, and she also did not mention that this was one of the two repeats because that was Mauve Mystique and the Noir Nebula. Oof, this I have been looking forward to. Liquid Sky on my ring finger, and I am gonna tap that. Whoa, I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe I even love it. Wow, that is pretty. That is such a pretty color. I don't know if you can. Oh, it almost looks like my nail polish when it's like giving reflections. Oh, so beautiful. Like a little bit lilac, a little bit periwinkle, and then blue. It's stunning. I am gonna give this look a black eyeliner too, and it's a liquid one from Pat McGrath Labs, just like on the other eye. Just want to check that I'm in frame and in focus. I hope I am. You could have stopped there. It was very beautiful, but I put on some Blitz Blue eye pencil in my waterline. And now I'm going in with the Noir Nebula under my eye, as close to the border here as I can. I'm just gonna check if I'm still in frame because I have this bad habit of moving my head. And when I'm this close, every single little movement can just make me disappear out of the frame. So just checking. Did my Shoto 02 into the liquid sky. And now I am just gonna hold this here. And it's just because I know that this is gonna be like sprinkle the glitter all over the place. So I'm just gonna put that under here ever so gently, of course, like this. And then I'm just looking down because I'm trying to find my makeup eraser to brush off my Shoto 002 brush. And now I am just gonna use it and go back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth to blend it into the Noir Nebula and blend it out, diffuse it, so to say. A little bit of pink Venus for the inner corner here. My flat definer brush. And now back with the lash on, and this is what the second look looks like. Some might say I went a little overboard with the liquid sky under my eyes, but hey, you don't have to do everything that I do 100%. You can just do your way of the looks if you want to try and do something similar. Anyways, I am now going to zoom you out so you can see what the two different looks look like with a full face of makeup. And here you have it, the first two different looks with a full face of makeup and now with some glasses on. I put on the Divine Rose Glow because that's also in the collection, so I just wanted to use that to show you how that looks. Now I'm looking down because I'm actually grabbing for the palette. And to show you what it looks like, here you see it, and my ring light. And just to compare it with some palettes, just so you can see how big or small it is, then here's the mothership. And I can actually put this behind the mothership, so you can see here, it's like 1 centimeter higher, if you could say it like that, than the mothership, but it's a little bit smaller. It's not like half of the size, but let me look down. I want to show you the colors so you can see what they look like and the size here. This is what it looks like. And now I'm going to take off the Lunar Nightshade and just compare it with that so you can see the size of the shades, and you can see the two shades that are quite similar to what we have in Lunar Nightshade. Okay, I'm going up here. So, oh, now it started to zoom in. Oh, great. But this is a Lunar Nightshade, and you can see the two colors. That looks quite a bit like what we have here in the other palette, in the new palette, the Gilded Nirvana. I am now gonna take a little break so I can zoom you out again. So back to it. I also wanted to show you the pan size. Now it's zooming me again. It's crazy. But just so you can see the difference from the palette from last year, I'm just gonna go a little bit back now so you can see it because they are smaller. It's okay, but they are quite small when you compare it to last year's. And you can see the color story is kind of a little bit similar, but it's definitely not the same, not completely. The only color I didn't use from this palette was actually this one. And this one is called the Platinum Bronze. I think I'm just gonna see, yeah, Platinum Bronze. And well, this is it. Now a little bit closer, and now it's getting hot, so you can see it on my face. But anyway, I just wanted to get this video out here so you can see some looks with the new palette, the Gilded Nirvana 2025 Holiday Collection from Pat McGrath Labs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if you got the palette or if you ordered it, and what you think about it if you already got it, and what your thoughts are in general. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or good ideas for future content, put it in the comment box, of course. And if you love or like videos like this, then subscribe to my channel. It'll be awesome to have you join. Now, I want to wish you an absolutely amazing, awesome, lovely day filled with everything you love and adore, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.